few Christian denominations can claim the antiquity of the Syrian Orthodox Church of Antioch, whose foundations can be traced back to the very dawn of Christianity. The church justifiably prides itself as being one of the earliest established apostolic churches. It was in Antioch, after all, that the followers of Jesus were called Christians. As we are told in the New Testament, the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. Acts of Apostles, chapter 11, verse 26. According to the ecclesiastical tradition, the Church of Antioch is the second established church in Christendom after Jerusalem, and the prominence of its apostolic see is well documented. According to Eusebius of Caesarea, Saint Peter the Apostle established a bishopric in Antioch, and subsequently it became the throne of Antioch. The Syriac Orthodox Church is quite unique for many reasons. Firstly, it presents a form of Christianity which is Semitic in nature, with a culture not far from the one Christ Himself experienced. Secondly, it employs in its liturgy the Syriac language, an Aramaic dialect similar to the Aramaic spoken by Christ and the apostles. Thirdly, its liturgy is one of the most ancient and has been handed from one generation to another. Fourthly, and most importantly, it demonstrates the unity of the body of Christ by the multi-ethnic nature of its faithful. The Syriac Orthodox Church survived under the dominion of many empires in the centuries that followed. Under the Arabs, Mongols, Crusades, and Ottomans, the Syriac Orthodox Church continued its survival. Neither intimidation nor oppression could suppress the faithful. By the beginning of the 20th century, Syriac Orthodox Christianity was confined mostly to mountainous, rural areas such as Turabdan and various towns in Ottoman Empire. During World War I, massacres and ethnic cleansing befell the Syriac Orthodox Christians at the hands of the Ottoman Turks and the neighboring Kurds. The year 1915 is known in Syriac by Seifo, or the year of the sword. It is estimated that 250,000 perished, villages were emptied, monasteries and churches were destroyed. This resulted in what the Syriac call Sefer Berlik, the collective exodus, a migration to the newly established countries of Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and Palestine. Some left the Middle East altogether, forming new communities in the Western world. Syriac Christianity has had a long history in India. According to tradition, Christianity in India was established by Saint Thomas, who arrived in Malankara from Edessa around AD 52. The close ties between the church in Malankara and the Near East go back to at least the 4th century, when a Bishop Joseph, Knai Thoma, and a group of Syrian migrants traveled to India and met Christians there. The church in Malankara today is an integral part of the Syriac Orthodox Church with the Patriarch of Antioch and its supreme spiritual head. The local head of the church in Malankara is the Catholicos of India, consecrated by and accountable to the Patriarch of Antioch. We are indeed blessed now with the presence of His Holiness, the Prince Patriarch of Antioch and all the East, who succeeds the throne of Saint Peter. The faith, liturgy and theology of the Syriac Orthodox Church, which has traveled to India in the context of multi-ethnicity, has immigrated to their diaspora churches as well. As a result of further immigration that followed, the Syriac Orthodox Church today has faithful not only in the Middle East and India, but in Europe, in the Americas and Australia too. We are blessed with the life and ministry of the Antiochian faith, inherited through the graceful shepherding of the Patriarchate of Antioch for millennia. The Church in India continues to cherish, to receive its lifeblood from the throne of Antioch, which was established many centuries ago. The Syrian tradition in India, therefore, has integrally maintains its connection with the Antioch through the blessed tombs of various holy fathers who laid their final rest in the soil of India. For instance, in 1665, Saint Gregorius Abdul Jalil, the Syrian Orthodox Metropolitan of Jerusalem, was able to reach Malankara, and through his life, the Syrian Christians of Malankara continued to integrate the Church in India with the Holy Apostolic See of Antioch after a short break. The saints who intercede for the Malankara Church, namely Saint Basilios Eldo Baba, Saint Ignatius Elias III, are a few examples among many. We, the Malankara Church, value the historic memories of the apostolic visits of their holinesses, More Patros III, the Patriarch, More Jacob III, the Patriarch, More Zacchaeus, the Patriarch, and most recently, our Holiness, More Ignatius Ephraim II, and their holinesses, apostolic love and blessings showered to their faithful in Malankara, that gives the energy to uphold the faithful even to the coming generations. All these stories show the unbroken and visible expression of Antioch-Malankara relation. In short, down through the ages of apostolic visit of Antiochian patriarchs, the blessed bishops and the faithful are a passion of Syrian Orthodox community in India, and we affirm the same faith they brought to us in our everyday life. Not only has it affected to the spiritual realm of Indian Church, but also has passed the energy to the social fabrics of the country at large. It is true with the records of many historians about the Malankara-Antioch relationship that there is very large section of faithful who consider this relation as a great treasure, spiritual blessings and nourishment received from the Holy See of Antioch. They keep their unfailing loyalty and reverence to the Holy See of Antioch at their hearts. The holy tombs of the fathers of Malankara remain as place of spiritual gathering to the faithful in Malankara and to the people across the world. We are quite fortunate to be a part of this ancient and rich church. We always need to remember that the fruit we enjoy today had been earned by the sacrifice of many fathers. Long live Antioch-Malankara relation, and it is not just a slogan. Rather, it is a symbol of popular doctrinal declaration of the Malankara Jacobite Syrian Orthodox Church in India and the diaspora community. Thank you.
അന്ത്യോക്യായിലുയർന്നൊരു വിശ്വാസത്തിൻ തിരുനാൾ പത്രോസിൻ പിൻഗാമികളാൽ Vandanaman